Joining us now, Robinhood board member and NEA general partner Scott Sandell. NEA holds about 13% of Robinhood ahead of the IPO. Scott, great to have you. So as we wait for this pretty historic moment, wondering on behalf of the retail investor, maybe you can put this into some context. Robinhood's already saying that the crypto activity that helped drive the last leg of growth isn't likely to continue at the same rate in the near term. So given that, how should public investors model Robinhood's advantages, especially since it's up against the likes of Coinbase and Square for the next generation as a money app?
Yeah, John. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on the show this morning. It's great to be here. And as you said, this is a wonderful historic moment for the company. You know, I think the thing that distinguishes Robinhood is that the company set out to democratize finance, and that means all of finance. And it started, of course, with free stock trading, and now has over 22 million customers. I think the thing that will propel the company forward and serve as a basis for considering an investment if you're a retail investor is clearly a belief in what they're doing and the way they serve their customers and create a safe environment for trading for everyone.
Well, I wonder what their differentiator is there, because as they're going from kind of doing some gamification, which made this more engaging, also the free trading, which made it more accessible, into talking about safety, they are going up against your Squares and Coinbases on the one side and your Vanguards and Fidelities on the other. What's the secret sauce that allows them to actually grow at a good margin and maintain that brand?
Well, John, I don't think it's a winner-take-all market. But Robinhood is already one of the largest retail brokerages, and I think enjoys, more recognition than most of its competitors. And I think the focus on the user experience and really helping the millennial generation understand and have access to the financial markets is something that I don't think these other companies are really focused on, and I think is going to serve them well.
Scott, Vlad Tenev, in his interview on this network this morning, said that his philosophy and the philosophy of Robinhood was to make it as easy as possible for users to participate. But how does Robinhood move beyond that? Educated from easy, and does that come at the expense of growth, especially since we know that Robinhood makes better margins on shorter-term trading like options and crypto?
Well, I think as you heard from Vlad earlier, I think there are really two primary growth vectors. I mean, 22 million customers is a lot, but the market is extremely large, and there are many more customers to serve, not just in the United States, but around the world. And then, as Vlad mentioned, the goal of the company really is to create, the trusted place where people manage their money and not just stock trading. So I think it doesn't take a particularly large imagination to see what might be on the roadmap for Robinhood in terms of ways they can serve for their customers in the future. All of those things add up to, I think, a very large opportunity.
Right. So, Scott, do investors that may be thinking about buying into this IPO need to be patient, especially as Robinhood and Vlad Tenev say that they want to focus on educating investors, having them, invest more for the longer term? Is that going to hurt growth in the short term, especially as it goes sort of head-to-head with other financial products against some of the more established players in this space, like Square and PayPal?
Well, I've been on the board since 2016, and the thing that has always astounded me about Robinhood is that it just keeps growing and growing and growing. You can see the numbers. So clearly what they're doing is working, and it's a very popular way to access the financial markets. I don't see any reason why that won't continue.
Hey, Scott, finally, we've been talking about risk factors all morning, obviously, regulation and all the rest, competition. But I wonder how you think about the possibility, hopefully nothing we would ever experience soon anyway, but a large downdraft in either markets, market activity, the economy, household balance sheets. Where would those consumers that are in Robinhood now, would they just stop trading? Would they go to more legacy brokerages to manage their money? Do you worry about that?
Well, I worry about a lot of things in general because the future is uncertain. But what gives me confidence is that every year there seems to be some new source of growth, which was completely unanticipated at the start of the year. Because I think, generally speaking, just providing access, very visible now access to the financial markets is very appealing to a growing number of people. And so I can't be sure what source of growth will come in the future, but from what I've seen so far, it always seems to come.